Welcome to Season 3 of The Breakdown, the official podcast of the Breakaway Roping Journal and calfroping.com. This season, we're diving into both the breakaway and calf roping like never before, bringing you the personalities, successes, and horses that make these events great.
You can expect training tips from the top ropers, stories from the road, and industry news that goes beyond the numbers.
I'm Taylor Vollen, your calf roping host.
And I'm Lillian Kent, your breakaway host.
And this is The Breakdown.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Breakaway Breakdown. This week I have a super fun episode with the champion of RodeoHouston, Miss Taylor Munsell. Of course, we talk about her win at Houston, roll through the rounds, talk about the horsepower, the setup, the strategy, but we also go on some little tangents about pro rodeo timing and other things that I thought were super interesting. With the win, Taylor Munsell moved to number 1 in the WPRA world standings by about $30,000, and I'm going to run through those in a second, but first I just want to run down the list of the amazing money won at RodeoHouston. They bumped the champion payout from $50,000 to $65,000 this year. So our top earner was Miss Taylor Munsell with $70,000, Brady Good, $33,500, Joey Williams, $26,750, Bo Peterson, $13,750, Jackie, just over 10, Kendall over 10, or Kendall 10, rather. Shayla Hall, Shayla was amazing, $8,500, Shelby, $8,500, Ricky, $7,500, and Aspen Miller, $6,750, which is a fantastic payout, a great rodeo. I've heard amazing things about the hospitality over there in Houston. And now run through the world standings. Like I said, Taylor leads it, $88,000. Joey is number 2, $50,000. Josie Connor is number 3 with $38,000. Then it goes Aspen, $37,000. Brady, $37,000. Bo, $35,000. Kinley, $33,000, Maddie $30,000, Tiata $27,000, and rounding out the top 10 is Shelby with $23,000. If you want to get the exact numbers, you can check out WPRA or the article on Taylor's win. I have them there at the bottom, but I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of perspective before we jumped into this episode. But before I do need to give a little shout out to roping.com. They are busting their butts over there to give you the best content over there on roping.com. We are working on a Kelsey Domer and Taylor Munsell shoot right now. Got to get it wrapped up and edited. But just so you know, the ultimate streaming experience for every roper is available over there on roping.com. So be sure to check it out. But now it's time to rope. Let's go. Well, hello, Taylor. Thanks for jumping on a call this morning to talk about all things RodeoHouston.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. So we were chatting. You are already roping again. Drove all night and now you're roping again. What do you got on the calendar?
Yeah, I got home at 4 this morning, and then we already got some roping done this morning, getting ready for the BFI all-girl team roping and breakaway, and then we go to the RFA futurity.
Right. You said what days are the all-girl team roping? The RFA is at the end of the week, so
Yes, the Oil Capital Classic is in Oklahoma City, breakaway and team rope there, and then the BFI in Guthrie is on Wednesday, breakaway and team rope there, and then I start roping at the RFA Friday and Saturday.
Okay, sweet. I'll see you down there on Friday. But, I mean, you're just not slowing down. You're like, I just want a ton of money, but I would like some more.
Yeah, it goes fast in this sport.
Yeah. And, I mean, we're not even, like, hard summer rodeoing yet, and we're still busy.
No, there's a lot of really good big things to go to right now, though, so it's just pretty hooked up, but at least get to stay pretty close to home.
Yes, for sure. I mean, Texas away is close to home for you, so.
Yeah.
And then we got the American in like 2.5 weeks, and we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, huge congratulations, RodeoHouston win. I'm super excited for you. I was saying that I kind of feel like you hadn't got this big win before. You've definitely been putting in the time for it. Seeing you really show out at the NFBR and, just totally crush it. But then this is finally like your win, Taylor's win.
To get that win on Colonel was super special. I've won a lot on him, but I haven't gotten a big win on him yet. And I feel like he's deserved that. It's kind of been a long time coming, and I was just glad to get it done there on him.
Yeah, yeah, he's a really talented horse, and yeah, I love seeing you guys work together. Got the win in Reno on your yellow horse, and then now Colonel's getting to step up.
Yeah, Colonel's helped me win a lot. I mean, he's obviously won a ton for me at the finals and whatnot, but it's cool to actually have like a title to go with his name now.
Yeah, yeah. So talk to me about Houston's setup. Is that kind of more your deal? I mean, obviously you want it, but I know you can gunsling, but then Houston, you really gotta chase him down. So it's kind of a nice little balancing act out there.
I mean, I know I'm pretty good at going fast, but I definitely do like the longer setups a lot better. Like Houston, I like to get to use my horse a little
Mhm.
more. I got a score from the saddle horn there and let my horse do his job, and it definitely helped me going into Houston this year. Had myself and my horse a lot more prepared to run him down and to go rope one that was running off or stepping right or stepping left.
Mhm.
Which I think in all, getting prepared to make those kind of runs makes me a better roper overall.
Yeah. What did that preparation look like?
Actually, for Colonel, it's not a whole lot of practice runs. Definitely no stopping because we know he knows how to do that. So generally, it's just making sure he's staying moving through my throw. Majority of my practice getting ready for Houston was honestly pin roping, uh, pin rope and steer we got that's kind of dirty and goes all over the arena, and just making sure that I could put my hand down and my horse was staying in his spot, going every which direction.
Mhm.
And then after that, I had a couple Holsteins that I would run that I would let him make sure my horse was scoring, let him gain on him, make sure he was rating back off of him after when he kind of got to gaining on him, and then staying hooked with them, and then letting me get him caught without taking my throw away,
Yeah,
which
cuz
proved really beneficial in the final, in the shootout round.
cuz yeah, you guys gain up on him so quick. I can't imagine. I mean, it's one thing to rope something that's moving the same speed as you, but it's another thing to rope something that is slowing down as you're coming up on it.
Yeah, and they can get, I mean, that arena's so big, those kids think they're outrunning you, and then when you start to get close, they start looking for a way to get away from you, especially the more runs you make on them there.
I mean, it's a football field, but I think it's even bigger than a football field with all the
Yeah,
sidelines and everything.
yeah, it's very large.
Well, I loved hearing how you prepped for it. How much were you seeing?
It was quite different, and being in the first set, it took me a second to kind of get it figured out, because usually we rope the dairy cross calves there, and we had to see them a lot further out than we did these beef calves. My first calf, I seen ear around the end of the gate sitting still, and that calf was strong. I was 6'1", and obviously missed the barrier by a lot. So then I come back in my next one, and I just tried to see him like first thing around the end of the gate, and I maxed the barrier out. So in the third round, I was like, I'm gonna see if I can do that same thing again, and I broke the barrier. So then I knew that it wasn't first thing around the end of the gate. In the semifinals round, I went back to seeing ear coming around the end of the gate instead
Hmm.
of sitting still with it, and I got out. My calf turned his head, and I kind of pulled, but I got out good. And then in the short round, seen ear around the end of the gate, and I missed the barrier and kind of had to run that one down.
Hmm.
So when it came time for the short round and Brady made that run before me, I kind of knew I had to push the barrier, and I just pretty well anticipated ear coming around, and I was going when it did come around.
Hmm. Yeah, you pretty much nailed the barrier on.
Yeah, it was. I got out, I think, really good in the final four rounds.
Hmm. So yeah, like you said, run through your times really quick. 6-1, and then you got the barrier figured out. 2-6. Broke the barrier in your third round. Still got to check though. 12-9, and you were second behind Shayla Hall in your Super Series, which Shayla crushed it. I'm really excited to see her on the
Yes,
road a little bit.
yeah, she did. She repped great at Houston. We swapped calves a lot.
Okay. And then semifinal, like you said, 3-3. Caught another check there, tied with Brady, and then the short go. Hey guys, I just need to take a quick break from today's episode to tell you a little bit about roping.com. Get unlimited access to roping.com's comprehensive tie-down, breakaway, and team roping video library and learn from world champions Caleb Schmidt and Shad Mayfield, as well as top trainers Logan Harkey and Justin Mass. Rope with legendary breakaway ropers like Larry DeGuy, Hope Thompson, and 2024 NFBR world champion Kelsey Domer. Plus, binge hundreds of hours of live and archived ropings, including the Cinch Timed Event Championship, the Patriot events, and more. Now, let's jump back into the episode.
Definitely, it's a humbling rodeo, you know. It kind of shows when somebody's having a good month, or not even a good month, but that rodeo's a month long. But a good day and a bad day, that rodeo kind of show it, because you go so much further, and so many more things happen when you're running them that much further.
I know. Yeah, when you're throwing
so much more time for things to go wrong.
Yeah, you're right. And we were kind of joking our team. We were like, the rodeo that never ends. We were like, what day is this? What performance is this? It's just...
That's no kidding. It's so long. I was in the first set, and by the time I went back for the semifinals, it felt like I was going back to Houston for the next year.
Yeah. At least you got to sit around, hang out after the semifinals.
Yeah, and it was good. The way I was up, I liked the way I was up, where I got a rope in my set, and then I got to kind of lay my horse off a little bit and just ride him, and then make sure he was back to where I wanted him to be before I went back down there.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, I had several days in between my semifinal set and the short round.
Yeah. Talk to me about mental game at Houston. I feel like there's this extra level of excitement, and the arena is the biggest arena y'all rope in, and it's so much money. Extra $15,000 for $65,000 this year, and that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is a lot of pressure, but it's one of those rodeos where they pay you all the way through it. So if you can keep advancing, you're getting paid generally, and if you advance all the way to the end, you're guaranteed to get paid good once you make the final four. So when you're backing in the corner to win that much money, but you're guaranteed to at least win 10, it takes some of the nerves away.
Yes. One day I would love to do, if someone would let me, like a breakdown of cost. It costs me X dollars to run the generator a day at a rodeo. It cost, I spend this much on food. Kind of give somebody a feel for how much it costs to go down the road and keep these horses healthy. And if you don't catch even $1,000 check at this one rodeo, is that putting you behind? Is it putting you ahead? I just think that's all really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much that goes into it that if you're not actually doing it, you probably don't even realize.
Yes. And there's, insurance, vehicles break down, trailers, horses. Talk to me about your semifinals run, and then we'll kind of work our way up through the shootout and all that. The 3-3.
Yeah, that calf, I knew he was strong. It had been like 4-3 and 5-1, and then no time on him in his set. And I talked to the people that ran him before, and they told me that he fought the shoot and didn't want to be very good in the shoot. And I think that's why people were kind of long on him. It's because it was hard to get a good start on him. So I knew that going into it, and he wasn't great in the shoot. I'd asked Dez. I told Dez that he wasn't good in the shoot, so Dez was kind of trying to leave him alone and let him look on his own instead of helping too much. And I thought he did a great job. The calf still happened to, he looked, and when I nodded, he still turned his head. My horse was great, though. He let me rate him. He floated across the line for me, and I still hit the barrier good, and then he dropped down running to him. That calf was kind of hard because that calf told you when to throw. He would fade left, and then about the time you got to him, he'd come back into you kind of hard.
Nice.
To the right. So he kind of told you when to throw, and I was about ready to rope him going left, and then he stepped into me, and I had to take one more swing, but I kind of showed it to my horse. So Colonel was tick tight, but I mean, it was definitely my doing. I showed it to him, but I thought he did a great job of going ahead and reading it, but then staying moving through it and letting me get him roped. I missed my slack and all that, and Colonel made sure and finished.
I know. Missing slack at Houston's really tough, especially when they're slowing down on you.
Yes, and I had my rope was I had my rope cut pretty long for my set because they paid 6 holes and stuff, and I was like, I want to make sure if I'm getting outrun, I have enough rope to get to one if I need to rub one way out in front of me. So my rope was fairly long going into that, and then I kept it long in the semifinals.
Okay. What was your thinking there? Just in case you really had to chunk it?
I knew my calf was strong, and I didn't want to like not have enough rope. I didn't want to get caught having to take another swing and my calf getting out of whack, or not being able to rope him if I needed to rope him at a certain spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that wild card is probably pretty stressful.
Yeah, the wild card was really tough this year.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, oh crap! Like, it is neat that they do the wild card after the semis, so all of y'all get another chance. But to fight at a field of like 8 to number 1 goes to the semis, I'm like, ooh, that's something I don't want any part of. Kendall, go.
Yeah, you get a draw, and it's not the best end of the Kevs because the best end of the Kevs goes on to the finals. So
yeah, Kendall Pearson was still 2-5 in.
Yeah, she made a great run
in that. So okay, kept the rope long for the Super Series. I was gonna say you don't want to get dashboarded like that one time at the NFBR 2 years ago.
Yeah, I've worked really hard on keeping Colonel Little freer than he was there.
Okay, so short go Sunday. Joey 3-2, Bo 3-6, you were 3-9, and Brady 4-3 right behind you. Talk to me about that run.
That run, that calf, I knew he was strong, but I couldn't get a real good video of what anybody's seen on him.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky and Gasser had ran him and was 3-2, and actually in my set, but I was at the far end of the arena, and you can't really tell from that far down there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cowboy channel, they didn't really have the start in it. And she told me what she's seen, and I was like, well, I'm going to go with the same thing. And if I miss the barrier a little bit, I'll go roping. My horse is fast. And I seen ear run into the gate, and I did miss the barrier. And we were going very fast when I roped him.
Blasted.
He was running hard and kind of running to the right. So I was having to ride across my swing. And I thought Colonel did a great job. I roped on the gain, and we were going very fast whenever he had to stop. And the ground was a little hard where we stopped at.
Yeah, I've heard that it's pretty hard down there by the chutes, like the rope and chutes down there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they just throughout the whole rodeo, I think it just gets packed down the more stuff they do out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of traffic.
Yes.
And then, like you said, Cowboy Channel didn't get a good video of it. Houston's one of those rodeos that even if you have somebody videoing for you in the stands, it's so far away because it's such a big rodeo.
Yeah, and it's hard to, like, the Cowboy Channel videos were great, just of like actually seeing the part I needed to see of like when she was dropping and the calf was leaving across the line. Couldn't see that in her video, and I could see that she hit the barrier great, so I took her word for what she was trying to see, and I maybe even saw a little more than that as I sit still watching the ear come around, and he did kind of beat me pretty good, but we went and got him knocked down and then let them, come get us. And that's kind of what you have to do with those rodeos, especially when the calves are kind of tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, shout out to the Cowboy Channel because, I mean, we use their videos the entire rodeo and, wouldn't have had any videos if it wasn't for them. So,
yeah.
Okay, going to the shootout. You watched Brady do that 2-8. What were you thinking backing into the box?
Well, as soon as Brady went 2-8, I knew exactly what my game plan was. Like I said, the rodeo pays good. It pays really good to win first, but it pays good all the way down to fourth, and I was guaranteed at least that. So I was like, I'm going to run at the barrier, and I'm going to make the best run I can on him. I'm going to try to win first here. And I knew I was running at the barrier pretty hard, but I could hear Jackie screaming in the background that I was out. So I figured I had to give it a chance.
Yeah, I love seeing her stand in the box with you because I mean she hadn't made it to the final four, but she stuck around to stand in the box.
Yeah, it was super great to have her there.
Yeah, have you been staying at her place this year?
Not this year. I have the way I've been up, I've been able to pretty much come back home in between all the rodeos. So I've only stayed at her house. I stayed at there just a couple nights during Fort Worth.
Okay, okay. Well, hopefully you guys can be reunited soon.
I know.
Okay, and then you got it. Obviously, nothing was safe until Joey and Bo had gone. But how are you feeling after that 2-7?
I was just, I mean, I thought I did what I could, so I was plenty pleased with the run. My horse was great, and I was going to be happy with
Hmm.
however it played out after that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. And then Taylor Munsell, champion of Rodeo Houston, $65,000.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. It was
And
a lot to take in.
did you get emotional at any part of it?
I mean, a little bit. That's a little bit. That's the biggest amount of money that I've won
Yeah,
in one single run.
yeah, that's huge. I mean, you did
Yeah,
really well at the RFA last year, but that's kind of a different deal.
yeah, yeah. That was somebody else's riding on somebody else's dime. It's a little different.
Hmm. And then you did it yourself on Colonel, who you've put tons of hours on and really got, you know, in tune with you and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's a super special horse.
Yeah, yeah. Part of the 3-horse team that keeps Taylor going.
Yeah, that's no kidding. And I will say, I did cut my rope off before the short round.
Oh yeah. Do you know how long it
Yep.
was?
No, I have no idea. I
You
just know that
girls.
I was like, when I got down there, I was like, if I don't make the final four by a tenth of a second because my rope was too long, I was gonna be upset. So I was like, if I lost in the final four by a tenth of a second because my rope was too long, I was gonna be upset. So I probably took like 6 inches off of it. I mean, I don't know. When it comes down to how fast the breakaway is and how close together it could be, I figured if it was just, 1.29 and versus 1.3,
Hmm.
there's
Yeah.
not much difference there. But whenever they write it out, it's 1.2 and 1.3 or 2.2 and 2.3 in breakaway. But
Yeah,
there's not much of a difference there. But when they write it out and they only go to the one number after the decimal.
yeah. Yeah, I need to do some like kind of like research and stuff on that and just kind of explain why we do it that way instead of going to that second decimal place because we do that in a lot of other places.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, the guys they've tried that, I think, in the PRCA, but the guys have kind of been against it because of the fact of just there's already so much room for human error. I mean, it's bound to happen, not
Hmm.
on purpose or nothing, but and you go down to that much small of a error, and it's there
Hmm. Hmm.
then, and it's affecting outcomes.
Yeah, I feel like I talked to somebody on the summer run the other day, or I say the other day, last year, and they were saying how, well, if we're all tied for second or we're all tied for third, we're all split in that. Whereas if we went to that second decimal place, then then everything would be lined out probably just one place, one place, one place, one place, no ties. And so that changes how money is given out and a lot of people who maybe roped good within that point whatever
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get a check.
yeah. And in the breakaway, I feel like it's so fast that there's going to be slight error from somebody getting a stopwatch stopped or the flag dropped as it is that I don't know that it would work too well.
Yeah,
You'd hate to lose Houston by if you were 2.78 and somebody was 2.77.
I know, and
Like
you're
that
like,
would be
gosh,
hard.
you never
It's
really
already
know.
hard enough as it is when it's 2.7 and 2.8.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I love your perspective on it because there's things that I wouldn't think of. So send me one more thing. I was going to wrap it up with, oh, you're number one in the world now.
Yeah.
Just
I know, I
casual.
finally get to see my name up there.
Yeah, make sure you get a screenshot of that.
I know. We plan on it staying for a while.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Last year I got it for one day last year when I was second behind Jackie. I think at Puyallup, I beat her. I won the round the first day and it got me above her, but not for long enough for it to get updated where it actually showed.
Oh, man. Well, you're top dog right now, and like you said, gonna keep it that way. What are some of the things that you're keeping front of mind to keep the winning going?
I'm just keeping it pretty simple.
Mhm.
I was talking to Jackie about how she was gonna, she's gonna go less this year and stuff. And I was telling her that if looking back at the last few years, especially last year, now that I know the rodeos pretty well and kind of know where I want to go and stuff, and what ones I like, if I would have just entered the rodeos that I wanted to go to, I would have won about the same amount of money as I won entering all the rodeos I entered that I thought I had to go to stay like in the mix of things.
Yeah,
Not saying I didn't get something from all those rodeos, because that's part of staying competitive is roping against those people, but also part of staying competitive is taking care of yourself and making sure your horses are good, top of their game, and like making sure mentally you're all there and not
totally.
just getting dull to it.
Not just running ragged. What are some of the basic things you look for when it comes to picking a rodeo?
Well, obviously you got like you love good committees and stuff and equal pay and all that kind of stuff. The stock a lot of the time plays a factor, but there's just everybody has those rodeos that they enjoy. I do like all the bigger rodeos that add big money and stuff, but there's some smaller ones I love too that have just cool setups and good committees and good stock. That just kind of makes it all the better. But we all got rodeos we love. Like I love going to Reno and Prescott and Salinas, and like I love a lot of those rodeos that are a little longer score for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah,
Those are the ones I tend to really like. And obviously the big rodeos you get to go to and you get to run more than one. It's always kind of nice to get to run more than one for your money.
I know. And now we got Calgary in the mix. It's gonna be so
Yes,
fun.
I mean obviously that one's not going to be a longer score, but it's definitely going to be probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, yeah. The atmosphere there is insane, I've heard.
Yes, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah, sweet. Well, definitely going to be staying busy, and I'm certain we'll be seeing your names popping up on those results. But again, just huge congratulations. Super happy for you. Rodeo Houston champion, and a great way to kind of kick off the spring season.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Well, we will catch you later. I am working on the edits for you and Kelsey Domer's roping.com shoot, so hopefully we'll get that
Yeah, we can't wait to see it.
rolled out. Yeah, you'll be a big famous star. All right, well, I'll catch you later. Good luck at the BFI, and I'll see you at the RFA.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you there.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, thanks for joining me on this week's edition of the Breakaway Breakdown with Taylor Munsell. I thought it was a super fun conversation, and I'm really glad you guys joined me. Special thanks again to roping.com for supporting today's episode. Remember, you can join for a month or a year and watch from your computer, smartphone, smart TV, anywhere at any time. The ultimate streaming experience for every roper is on roping.com. All right, guys, I'll catch you next time.